Hello, hello there, my crafty friends. It is Candy here from sweetstamper.com, and I have a fun, simple, and stepped-up project for you today. Every Thursday, I come to you on Facebook Live, this time with a lot of ink pads, and we do a simple stamping project, and then we step it up. So today, we're going to do things a little bit different because I am racing to get out the door as soon as I'm done to a late afternoon dentist appointment. So I am going to demonstrate the simple card for you, and then I'm going to show you the stepped up. And to be honest, hey Laura, I'm glad you're here, and Valerie, the simple card actually takes more time than the stepped up one, because I'm going to be making my own designer series paper with these gorgeous colors of ink. And I'm using Wildflower Path. This is a fabulous stamp set. I've used it before. For simple stamping. And I am actually trying to get my laptop up here so that I can see what you're seeing and make sure that I'm in the camera and seeing your comments as you are saying hello. I'm delighted that you are here with me, and I see Jackie. I can see that in my phone, which is the way I broadcast, and then I just look at my, oh, there I am right there. Okay, so I am in camera range, make sure I'm on the right page and everything. Hey, Lisa's here, and Susie, and Jackie, and Pauline, and Laura. Okay, a good group to start. So this is actually going to be the color I use the least, and I have mounted all of these stamps. So, you know, when you're getting ready to do a scene like this, and that's basically what I'm doing, I'm going to create a scene on a piece of basic white cardstock. Now this is 5 by 3 3/4, and I do need to get my little foam mat because I'm using photopolymer stamps. Now, I'm going to use both the wider stem and the skinnier stem, and I'm going to do it like so. I'm going to be putting a greeting kind of in the center of this. Whoopsie. Good thing that's on the back. And so, let me move this over here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to ink up this Night of Navy. There's one stem, and then I'm going to put one down here. And then I'm going to put another one kind of way over here on this side because that's going to be visible. And you see how that lighter, when you stamp it off, it looks almost like Misty Moonlight. So if you're missing Misty Moonlight as a demonstrator, or if you have it in your stash and you're still using it, good for you. It's a gorgeous blue. Okay, so that's the skinny stem in Night of Navy. Now I'm going to close that up. I don't need that anymore. I'm going to come in with Soft Succulent, and this is going to give me a little bit more color, and I'm going to use the thicker, wider stem. This is Wildflower Path. It is a $22 stamp set. I think it's an incredible buy. I think it's something that you should have in your stash. When you do that, when you stamp off, it's really, really pale with Soft Succulent. Now I need to come up here because I'm going to have some flowers up here at the top, and I'm even going to go right across the board there because I'm going to have my greeting right about here. So that's where my greeting is going to be. So I probably need, once I put the flowers up there, I think I'll be in good shape. Okay, now, oh, Valerie, you're in your room and you are doing a little bit of creative play. Good for you. This is a positive, healthy addiction. Great for, really just de-stressing you. I'm going to start with crushed curry. And I'm using the tall, skinny set of flowers because the tall, skinny one is the one that goes with the tall, skinny stems. So let me see if I can line this up and do, okay, there we go. There we go. So yeah, you just kind of line that up on the little stems there. I will say, I don't get too bothered about this because, truth be told, this is actually a really kind of a freeform stamp set, and I like to just kind of flow with it and not get too fussed about whether these are exactly where they should be, because it's kind of a freeform, kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for, like Monate. Can't think of the name right now, but you know what I mean. That really pretty artwork. And I'm going to bring it up here too because I want a little hint of yellow up there. Okay, so I combined Night of Navy with crushed curry on those flowers because, again, this is an art piece. It doesn't have to be exactly like nature. And now I'm going to come in with Poppy Parade. And this I'm going to take, there are two different stamps here that nestle inside one another. And I'm going to take the outside stamp first, and I'm going to ink it up, and then I'm going to stamp it off over here, okay? Because I want a pale version, and I'm going on to my soft succulent stems, whoopsie, with a soft version. I got a little ink there. Oh, well, c'est la vie. Whew, I got too much going here. Okay, now there are my soft succulent flowers, or stems, and you see how that pale Poppy Parade really looks a lot like our soft sweet sorbet. So that is going to give me my my pale poppy flowers. Now I'm going to come back in, and this is going to give me a little bit of definition and really kind of makes almost like a shadow on my flowers. So you see how, oh boy, I'm just doing it again. Yikes, I'm gonna have to put a bow up there or something because Lord have mercy, what have I done here? Let me grab a chamois. Made a right mess of that. An absolute mess of that. Don't want to have that happen again. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink it up this way. Then I'm going to come back in here on top of these flowers, and you see how that gives that darker, a really nice shaded look to my flowers. And then, that is not all, because like I said, I'm doing kind of a look that's a bit like a piece of designer series paper, and I will show you kind of my inspiration for this in a minute. Let's get all of these cleaned because I won't have time to clean up when I'm done. And I also am a little bit afraid that I'm going to stick my hand in it. Okay, now let's go in with this little flower, with this one. So this is just kind of some accents, and I'm not really too fussed about whether they are on a stem. So that one there. And let's do the softer version there and just kind of do some fill-in pieces here. And that's just going to fill in color for me. And then I'm going to do the same thing with, I'm glad you're here, Kim. Thank you so much for sharing my video. That helps me so much. Hello, Pam, if I didn't already say hello. You know, when you share the videos, it helps us that produce these because it all has to do with Facebook algorithms. And it's just the way that they track and trace and promote. So that's just a little bit of crushed curry stamped full strength and stamped off first to just fill in that space. Okay, well, that was fun, and I've got a really nice, doesn't that look like an art canvas? To me, that looks like one of those, art, like a silk panel or something that you would frame. And I'm going to put that on a piece of Night of Navy. Now this is 5 1/4 by 4, and this is 5 by 3 3/4. Now Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you sharing. Now I am going to put my little piece of my little sentiment in the middle. This is a beautiful, beautiful saying, Ralph Waldo Emerson, and I have a couple of little layered squares. These are crushed curry and Night of Navy. I love navy and yellow together. It's just a really classic color combination. And I think it's also really summery. It always, navy and yellow, it's just a great classic summer color combination. That is going to go right there. A little bit of poetry to share with someone. And then I'm just going to mat this on a piece of Night of Navy, and this is what I call a micro layer, so it's a 1/16. I am going to do a video on how to cut your cardstock layers and how to cut your designer paper. They're probably going to be two separate ones. So I think there is a need. Okay, what I'm going to do is this is going to go here. Isn't that looking lovely? I think that looks like a designer piece of art. That's all going to go on a piece of crushed curry, and this is a fun fold. So I folded this. This is at 5.5. Well, 2 3/4, 5.5. That's the way I put it in my trimmer. And this is going to go like so. And this is going to go like so. So what I need to do is put some, I think I'm actually going to put some liquid glue right up here. And I like to do this when I have a fancy fold or a fun fold, because then I know exactly where I want the glue to go, and it's not going to go where I don't want it to be. So Lisa is going to be at my in-person card class on Saturday. She's actually going to be helping me, and I'm very grateful for her. And she's part of my team. And we're actually going to do the designer series paper version of this card, which I will show you because that was my inspiration. So hashtag simple stamping this month is stamps, ink, paper, and ribbon. I'm just going to wrap this right around like so. This is the metallic edge cotton ribbon. I really like this because it's not as dark as Very Vanilla, and it's not as bright as white, but you see how basic white, you see how that really stands out against that white background, and that little bit of silver edging just gives me just a little bit of sparkle and shine. But with it being a cotton ribbon, it's also a little bit more on the casual side, so it's not, super dressy. Okay, so that, let me grab cut off those little ribbon tails. And then we are going to put this right in the center with some dimensionals. And I'm really, really happy with this. This is just stamps, ink, and paper with a little bit of ribbon. That is all we did today. This is probably not mounted exactly perfectly straight, but what is it that Mary Poppins says? Practically perfect. That's kind of my motto with my stamping. It's practically perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect. Practically perfect is just good enough. So this is going to go right on top here. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and lead a trail. Isn't that a great saying to send someone? And it goes with, it's part of Wildflower Path. Great stamp set. So now I'm going to put a little piece of basic white on the inside. And once again, although I have already cleared these, I'm going to go ahead. Oh, I was going to do one more thing on there and I forgot. Well, can't do it now because I was going to do a little bit of blending brush. But to be honest, I think all that white is actually, the white background worked really, really well. I don't think it needs any blending brush on the background. So what I am going to do, though, is I'm going to go back to my Night of Navy ink, and we're going to do just a little bit on the inside. So let's ink this up, and I'm not even going to use my mat underneath me. I got to get out the door quickly here, so we're just going to go like this, this for the inside. And I don't even know that we need, well, let's put a little flower on the inside. Kind of go with the crushed curry and navy. Kind of just keep going with that. And I think I'm going to come back to, I really like this kind of fat flower. I don't know, it's kind of like, almost like a fluffy thistle-y kind of flower head. So I was using Poppy Parade on that, so I need to make sure it's nice and clean. And then I'm going to go back here with my crushed curry, and I think I'm just going to go like that, and like that, and like that, and like that. And that's going to be enough, because that is going to go right on the inside. And then this is, ladies and gentlemen, how you just make a little piece of art and have so much fun with your stamps. This is just stamps, ink, and paper with a little piece of ribbon. And if you didn't have the ribbon, you could actually make this work just fine. If you like stamps, ink, and paper, if you like playing with stamps, Wildflower Path is a must-have stamp set. You can change up the colors for any time of year. I made this kind of a summery look, but honestly, you could do this in autumn colors. You could do this in spring colors, and just by changing out the ink colors, you can totally change the look. So that's my simple stamping for today. This is a fun fold card, and I got a little somewhere I've got some navy ink. Now let me show you where we're going to go on Saturday. On Saturday we're making this card, but we're using the Designer Series paper, and you'll see this is the Celebration Designer Series paper, and you'll see what I did to step it up. So this is my stamps, ink, and paper plus ribbon. On this card, which was actually my original, my stepped up card, I have Designer Series paper with my stamps, ink, and paper. I have the new pearls, festive pearls from the holiday catalog. And I have this gorgeous Designer Series paper from the Celebration. This is a free Celebration item with a $50 order. And I loved the way this came out. So I thought, okay, let's see if we can, at some point I'm going to run out of this gorgeous Designer Series paper, and now I can just make it again. And I just really keyed off on the colors here. So you can see where this has a really pale watercolor wash background. And I was going to try to mimic that and recreate it. But honestly, I think the white just came out really nice here. So just, kind of depends on what you want to do, if you want to add that or not. But yeah, I got my color scheme totally from the Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper, which is always a great place to find color schemes to work with. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I will upload this to my YouTube channel later on this evening, because I'm heading out the door to the dentist, and just my regular checkup, thankfully. But I really appreciate you tuning in today. And I wouldn't even ask you which you like better, the simple or the stepped up, because I think they're equally really, really special, and they just have different elements. This little bit of stitching is really nice. I love, love, love these, the festive pearls. I love they're shiny, but they're not like over the top shiny. And I love the way this, making your own Designer Series paper is an absolute breeze with Wildflower Path. So if you have not done so, you need to make sure you put this on your wish list and put together a $50 order, and then you can get this Designer Series paper. I think it's called Rings of Love, for free with Celebration. So thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, I will be back here on Tuesday for more stamping fun, and I will put the link for joining my email list. If you are not already on my email list, you definitely need to be there. So make sure you sign up there. And if you come for the replay, just comment replay. That helps me know that you were here and watching. And if you're watching on YouTube, if you give me a thumbs up and a subscribe, I appreciate it ever so much. Hope you have a fabulous weekend. Take care, and God bless.